But it's pretty bad this year. I think Treasury is under immense pressure to get revenues, and why I say that is that it may be more difficult to play catch-up this year. Specifically, for example, because of the mining strikes. We're going to have a significant decline in mining revenue, and this affects collections like VAT and all the other taxes. It affects the retrenchments are at 10-year highs in South Africa at the moment. That means people are off the radar. And that affects capital gains taxes, property purchase, transfer duties, etc. So it's looking very difficult at the moment. So the question is, should we increase taxes? And now the problem in South Africa is we've got 1% of the tax base paying 55% of the taxes. Now, if you want to increase the top marginal rate, 40% is the top rate. There is talk in the market, by the way, that it may be increased to 42 or even 45, mimicking what has happened in the UK, where they did increase their top bracket. Will that happen or won't it happen? The problem is 1% paying 55%. You throw e-tolls into the equation, you throw retrenchments into the equation, you throw the labour strikes into the equation. It looks unlikely in an election year, highly unlikely in an election year. You're going to squeeze that 1% as well. The other concern, and I think the receiver is very aware of that it is a very low base. So what they're doing is that they're on the rampage, as it were, to target people that are not paying their taxes, and especially high net worth people. What traditionally happens in South Africa is that the Treasury and the receiver starts ratcheting up collections, and these are going to be from companies, individuals. I know a lot of taxpayers that are fighting with the receiver at the moment when it comes to, for example, VAT refunds, and a lot of that money, will start coming through. It'll come into the system very quickly. We'll obviously have the sin taxes going up as usual. The gambling, even in a recession, we've seen gambling revenue increase. The reality in South Africa is that on a 3-year basis, average basis, we're seeing welfare dependency increase by about 8%, and a lot of that ties into the labour situation, the slow economy. And so, how will we fund that? And that's going to be the big issue that we're going to have to watch. And I have a feeling that one of the surprises could be that the budget may not be as bad as we think it will be when it comes to a deficit. But that also raises the question, why? It should be, looking at the numbers of revenue and expenditure and the state of the economy, the state of the labour situation, the state of the global economy even. And we'll have to ask why. And I have a feeling that the contingency reserve may come into the equation. I think that they're going to find the money to pay, for example, higher salaries in the government department from this reserve fund. And whether that's made public or not, we'll have to see. But I think that may be one of the big surprises, is that the deficit not as bad as we thought it was, but we just need to know why.